Hello, today I'm going to introduce the data model of XMReport. You can refer to the user manual here, and in fact, every component in XMReport can bind a data, and XMReport has a very flexible data binding model. And you can use Java Beans, a map, JSON, or even the query result as the data source, and even a combination of them. And in the XMReport, the data model is just a stack, and encoding a variable in the data binding expressions or in the post or prepare scripts. The engine will look up in the elements of stack in the order of stack poking. For example, if you can see here, when if you can see here the picture when encoding a variable. You can see here is the current stack. You can if encountering a variable in the scripts, and the engine will look up step by step up to the parents, up to the loop object. If the element is Java Beans, the engine will search the getter method of the variable, and then the public field member. If found, then return the invoke result of the getter or the field value of the corresponding variable. If not found, then we move to the step 2. If the element is a map, is an instance of a map, then the get method of the method of map interface will be invoked, and if the contains key returns true, or if the contains key returns false, then move to step 3. If the element is a result set, then the engine will retrieve the data of the query. Okay, and for more details, you can refer to the skips. In fact, in the XMReport, we didn't define the data source. In fact, the data we are using a kind of reflection to get the data, and as you can see in here. The data source, in fact, is not the actual data source. It is just assistance for designing the template. And in fact, when executing a template, the engine will still using the data you pass through to the engine. For example, here is the preview data. When executing a template, the engine will still using the data you pass to the engine. And here, the data source is just a assistant for the designing. It only contains the field names and the expressions, but it's just assistance for the designing. And here we can make several demos to explain the data binding model of XMReport. For example, for the preview, this is the preview data is the root object. You can see A here is you can see A1, and here you can use the expression equals A, and then you can preview it. Okay, you can see the expression equals A was replaced to the variable of A in the preview data. And you can see the persistent hierarchy of the text component. If we when executing the component test, for example here, when the engine encounters the variable A, then it will look up one by one up to the root of the template component. And if it was not found, then we will look up in the root data. Here is the root data preview data. For example, here if we define an object here, for example, with the same variable name A, and if we preview it again, and see here it was replaced to the 15. Okay, you can see here when the engine encounters the variable A, and we will look up one by one. For example, here the parents of test was the body, and look up in the bump object of the body. Okay, the variable with name A was found, then it will return. The result was 15. Then the looking up process was stopped. Okay, if we define an object here with B equals B1, okay, and here can define an expression equals B here, and preview it again, and you can see it was B1. The process was first look up in the parent of the text, and you can see the data of the body was this object, and variable with name B was not found here, then it will move to the parent of the body, the page, and continue looking up the variable B, and see here the B was found and the process was stopped. Okay, so here is the data bounding model of XMReport, and it's pretty simple. You can okay, and this is but there is a little something more with the Greek. You can see if we define an array here. A equals 1 and B A equals 2 here, and then if we okay, you can see here it was because this row was bound with an array, it will expand to 2 rows according to the elements of the array. Then you can see here in fact, this is the cell 4, and the parent of the cell is the row 1. Because every cycle, the data of row 1 was changed, and then every execution of A will of cell 4 will refer to the current cycle of row 1. Okay, thank you. And this is the introduction of the data bounding model of XMReport. Thank you.